That's the craziest thing I've ever heard.
What's going on, guys? How we doing? Yo, what's the music like? Is everything all right on the music? How are you all doing anyway? Tina's back again, you know. This Tina game needs to stop, man. I don't understand, man. Guy makes a mistake and now I'm stuck with Tina. But what's good, guys? How is everyone? Sack Trades, what's good, bro? Philip, Awataz, I'm good, man. I'm good. Monster, what's happening? Star, a lot of people in here tonight. How has everybody in? Like, how's everyone been this weekend, man? Who's been trading? Who's been chilling? Yeah, my voice is recovered. Probably till Wednesday. All Gucci, broski. How you doing? I like that. All Gucci. I like that. Voice could be louder. How's that? I mean, I've got my volumes at the peaks just before it goes hot. Yeah, I'm all good. I'm feeling better, man. I'm feeling good, guys. I'm feeling good. Get Will. Giggsy, you know. Alright, him. Cool, cool, cool. Now, first, I do need to address something. You've probably noticed a lot of things have changed in the Discord, but we're trying to keep it so that people that come into the Discord have the ability to chat about certain things. You go into the off topics or the main chat. You want to talk price action, then fair game. You know, you use the Bitcoin TA, Ethereum TA, because there are people that do actually come back and they want to view the TA that other people are doing, because that's how you're helping each other understand and interpret the information that is provided on the stream. Okay, so someone would share a chart. I try and go back and find that chart, and I have zero patience. If I don't see it within 3 seconds of swiping up or down, I'm not going to see it. And I know a lot of people have been feeling like that. And the Discord can get chaotic. And I know it hasn't been really welcomed. That's the thing. It's, a lot of people talking about, we had a community in the Bitcoin one. We had a community in Ethereum one. We're all one community, guys. All right? We are all one, and we all chat wherever we need to be. Okay? I understand, there were the guys that were in the Bitcoin chat, guys in the Ethereum, but we needed to get some structure in that Discord, and we're still going to be changing things around, if we need to, because we're just going to go off the feedback that we're getting off people. So I know it hasn't been welcomed, but who welcomes change, But yeah, PC Shed, what's good? Doe, Dave, members, what is happening? So yeah, I'm good. Guys, I am good. Benny, watch the streams, my friend. You'll see it. Yeah? Yeah, it was a sort of a face reveal on Insta. It wasn't a full face reveal. It was probably an arm, chest. That was it. Yeah. All right, then. So I'm going to get straight into it, guys. Okay? Because it's Sunday. I am at my mother's. And we know what the stream is like when I'm at my mother's. All right? So I'm going to give you the information that you need. So in the first instance, okay, we're going to be bringing up MT4. And we're going to have a conversation about what's been going on at the weekend. It's been very interesting at the weekend. Now, I want to know something, guys. Yeah, Crypto Keeper, Telegram's going to stay the same, bro. But ultimately, I need to try and find a spot for the Telegram, guys, so that it's safer. I got this one scammer who is just hitting up as many people as he can. And people are responding to it. And you know what? You can't blame the people to reply back to this guy. Because he's got it down to a T. He's got the logo, he's got the email, he's got everything. And people are just naturally like, oh, let me just find out. Is it Tino? Is it this? Is it that? The first things first, this guy calls everybody sir. So he's going to have to change that up because I would never say sir. All right? More importantly, I would never get you to do anything. And you know if I'm going to be contacting you. You know exactly the kind of language that I'm going to be using. All right? So please, I'm going to try and sort out the Telegram as well. For the time being, I mean, no one else has come up to me yet with anything. If you look on YouTube, there are like loads of Traders Reality crypto projections channels being created. There are loads of Traders Reality channels being created. Titles like Pinned by Traders Reality is a channel. Trader Realities is a channel. So just be mindful of the comments and the spam chats and everything. Just guys, do not contact a WhatsApp number for guidance. All right. You want guidance? Watch the streams. I will never hit anybody up on the WhatsApp. I wouldn't do that to you guys. All right. I used to look, I'm not a swing trader as such, John. I know how to swing trade. Yeah, it's going to be lagging, guys. Please bear with me. So I'm going to give you everything that you need. Yeah, he reached out twice to you. He only contacts inactive member because the rest of us talk every day and would know it's not you. Ah. There you go, guys. Yeah, I want him to. I hope he is watching. I hope he is watching. Because me and him have got beef right now. Even on the YouTube channel. Last night, it was quite late, and I was on the channel going through the comments, and every time I kept deleting a comment, another one would come up, report, harassment, done. Because I know he has to create channels upon channels upon channels, and I just kept doing it until there was a little bit of a stalemate when he didn't bother, and then he started hitting old videos, and I just kept doing it. I'm enjoying this battle that I'm having with this scammer, because he's getting pissed off with the amount of channels that he needs to create. You know, I enjoy it. He wants to play the stubborn game. I'm in. My weekend was good. But you know what? Let's get this price action discussion out of the way because you're probably all wondering what on earth is happening. So, last night in the Discord, and of course the patrons, we had a little bit of a conversation with the patrons last night, gave them some information about Ethereum's gap down. And here we have it. If you recall, guys, where is it? There's your gap down play. So patrons, you remember the gap down post? Okay. The conversation that we had within the high and the low. Up it went. Easy game. These are the quick scalps, quick moves that we like to take. All right. Now I'm going to first talk about Bitcoin. And get your pens and papers ready, guys, because you've got some levels to draw out. All right. So here we go. We always do this for anybody that's new here tonight. Okay. Yeah, anybody that is new here tonight, every Sunday, we always welcome the market. Always, do the market open as such. All right. And just give you guys the levels to, the psychological high and the psychological low. Now, I do need to address something about the psychological high and the psychological low from last week. All right. So psychological high and low was in and around this area. Okay. And there were a couple of individuals that were indecisive, or should I say, talking about whether 1 minute we're talking about psychological levels and we're forgetting the cycle and what have you. Remember, there's only one or two things that can happen at the psychological high and the psychological low. Price can either come to the psychological high and move away from it, or come to the psychological low and move away from it. Okay? If it trades in between it, market makers are building positions. They're setting the spread for the week. So you can see this is the range. All right? They've set a range of 19,139 pips. That's what the range is for them. So their orders have been set. We're going to know this week if they mean business and they want to go back to the upside. All right? Now, let me flip over to TradingView. All right then. Cool. So this is what I posted last night in the Discord. This nice juicy W formation, which is an inverted head and shoulders. If you had watched the last 5 streams, we were talking about this area here with the psychological high and low, and then what would need to happen for it to continue higher. Is the psychological high and low acting as the support and resistance? Price broke down the psychological low and continued. First retrace back to the level, all right, which would be deemed as level 1 from this M formation. Drop level 1, drop level 2. But remember, this is a smaller cycle within a bigger pattern. We are completely in a massive level 3 peak formation development. Okay? Look at how much Bitcoin was selling off. Everyone was calling it a crash. I was just calling it a pullback, consolidation, accumulation phase. Until you get into your minds the idea of what a crash is, okay, you'll understand that this move is nothing. All right? How can price crash? How can price retrace during a crash? A crash is like this. It drops, completely takes out zones that it hasn't done in a long time. But Bitcoin has been dropping to areas that it was at during the week. Last week, sorry. It was recovering previous green candles. Happy days. Didn't understand why people across the board were just going on like it was a big crash. Until Bitcoin drops 3 times ADR, okay, in 2 hours and continues. That's a crash to me. Volatile behavior. Yo, Twisted Turnings, man. How you doing, bro? Okay, then. Bitcoin 1 year chart still looking like a perfect Elliott wave with a double top. I mean, 1 year chart, bro. Boy. That's 1 year, man. Jesus. We there's a difference with the 1 minute and the hour time frame. And then you've got the the yearly time frame. Like, imagine waiting for a W on a yearly pattern. So how long has that double top actually taken to develop? Like 7 years. My days. Could you imagine you're waiting for a W to form on the yearly time frame? All right? And the W takes 60 years to form. And then when you think the year of confirmation breakout happens, it's a fake out. What? How old are you going to be? You're going to be 92 saying, yo, I'm waiting for a retrace continuation. Oh, man. I know I'm only fucking around with you guys, but it's people do trade off those charts. They use them in context, but you've got to wait such a long time for those sort of things, man. You know? No, Guacaholic. Yo, bro, I'm messing around with you, bro. I'm messing around, bro. I know you're not doing that, man. As a point of reference, it's good to see. I'm playing with you, bro. All right? What's good? Straight pipping. What's happening, bro? Yeah, listen, psychological high and low are different for TradingView, which is why I'm going to give you Bitcoin, the one on MT4. Okay, so guys, get your pen and papers out. Let me quickly do that for you right now. All right, so I can address what's going on and try and provide some guidance as to what's been happening. So here we go. Bitcoin cycle. I'm going to do this for Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP if anybody needs these. So here we go. Bitcoin psychological high is, where is it? Right, 35,260. 35,260. Type 1 when you've done it, guys. Well done, Jordan. Well done. Almighty Cup, how you doing? System Hack, what's happening? Star Reach. Yeah, ticker will be crazy on Bitcoin, man. Okay, cool. So, psychological low. We are at... The psychological low is 33,379. Now, if you notice, that's 333,000... Sorry, 33,379, sorry. 33,379 psychological low. Cool. If you notice, Bitcoin's psychological high and low is quite wide this week. Last week, it was quite tight, and so was Ethereum. Let's have a look at Ethereum psychological high and low. There you go. It's starting to get wider. So we are the fact that they're wider tells me that they're expanding their spread. So they're trying to get bigger orders set. Okay. Does that imply it's going to go up? Maybe. Does it imply it's going to go down? Who knows? But what we can do is we can correlate price to the behavior of we can correlate the candlesticks to the behavior of the market makers. All right. Look at the bounce back, man. Look at what happened today. Right? Unbelievable. Not today, but last night. And then today, first level out, move down, up we go. Okay. So Ethereum psychological high is 2,320. Oh, nice one, bro. Look, remember, guys, this is what's important, okay? If people are on YouTube talking about the 20s, the 10s, the 15s, fine. But remember, this is a day trading strategy, okay? So last night, we gave the Patreons a concept of the advanced strategies and help them understand why these gaps are important and why they always end up getting filled. I explained to them that price normally makes the first attempt from it. If it doesn't completely fill it, it will come back at some point in that session or within that time frame as such to come back and close it. Okay? Look what it did. Price came up, came back down, notable volume at the lows, formed the first psychological low, the first low of the starting trading week, and then it just bounced completely away from it and filled the gap. Every time a new trading week starts, especially on this platform, there is a gap down. If you pull up Ethereum on TradingView, you will see candlesticks. Okay? You will see them. But on the exchange itself, this is an exhaustion gap. This is where there was a bag of pre-market orders, okay, that have come into play and they pretty much got filled and they're absorbing the price activity absorbing the price activity that has happened during closed hours. Okay? Okay, then. Nice one, Thomas. Thank you, Tricky. Actually, I need to do something for you guys, for the moderators, if the chat is too fast. Let me just change that up a little bit for you guys. We make it so I can actually see people's comments, man. Okay, then. All right, then. Cool. All right, so 15 seconds. I know it might take a... you know, it may take a while, but hey. Here we go. Right. We out trading W's on tick charts. Very brave zone to be trading at. I'll tell you that now, man. XRP psychological high and low. Nice. XRP has done nice numbers, man. Moving up nicely. So here we go. XRP's range is very wide. Very wide. That is beastie. Here we go. So XRP's psychological high is 0.84. 0.84. And the psychological low is 0.78. 0.78. Now we're going to get into some discussion about price action. So here we go. So what do we understand about what's going on with Bitcoin? All right, so my chart is a little bit chaotic, but that's fine. All right, let me get rid of this old W formation that hasn't played out. You see, 85%, 15%. Hasn't played out. But look, price did come back down into this zone. What we understand to be the third attempt at the low. So every time it's come down to the lows, as aggressive as it has been, it's not been going lower. That is a signal right there to tell you that the market makers, they do favor higher prices, but they move price aggressively within a contained zone to induce the retail trader to believe something is happening and make him act irrationally. What can you see on the chart as price comes towards the lows? I want to know who's in. Where's the boomer moment? Oh, Ethereum low. Shoot. Sorry, guys. Ethereum's psychological low is 2182. Come on, guys. It wouldn't be a stream if there was nothing wrong with it. No boomer moment. Bitcoin Brad. Yeah, I'll check him out, man. I'll see what he's saying. Yeah, you got the Ethereum low, guys. Happy days. Sorry about that, guys. So, yeah, 2182. 2182. There you go. Michael Bellinger, thank you very much. I'll tell you what, Kester. This strategy is all about pretty much establishing the high and the low, which is what W's and M's are. All right, we understand what a W is, we understand what an M pattern is, and we're effectively trying to set the low because there is a reason why they come back down to these zones and they don't go further. All right, the general consensus across the board with cryptocurrency, I mean, people are pretty scared right now. Does anybody know what the fear index is? Like, you know, tell me what is it? I know it's pretty low, or pretty high, sorry. People are quite concerned across the board. But just before... How you doing, Anu? Red candle pinning the low. Yeah, we've got... Yeah, that question that we had earlier on, which was, what is it that we see in this area? We see stopping volume happening here. All right? Remember, when you see stopping volume, all right, and then you see candlesticks that just continue further on from it, this is retail traders, all right? This is market makers allowing the retail trader to come in and do his business, all right? And then look how aggressive they bring price up. They shoot out of the zone, which was done last night, all right? That was really good by Bitcoin last night. And then look, this has now sat at the so the psychological high has acted as a support. Remember, guys, this is a short-term day trading strategy. If the psychological high from this point right here has shown support and price moves away from it, doesn't mean that Bitcoin's going to go to 75k. In the short term, the psychological high at this point has shown favor to the upside. Why? Notable volume coming in at the 50 EMA, breaking down. So they spike the high, induce the retail trader to believe it's going to continue up. They trigger the orders. Then the next candle that starts breaks below the 50, confuses the retail trader. This is why you don't trade weekends, okay? And you only trade weekends if you are proficient in the strategy and you're confident within your ability to know when to close trades that are not working in your favor and paying yourself when trades do play out. But look what they did. They brought price right back down to touch the psychological low, didn't close, and then moved away from it. Right now, we're waiting for Sydney to come into play, which should be in 45 minutes time, and we will see the 200 EMA. The 200 EMA is, on the hour time frame, a zone which pretty much is going to determine if they had finished this move to the downside. Our clues are the notable volumes appearing at key points. Okay. It is red. That candlestick is red. No worries, Kester. That's good news. Why have you got a different psychological high and low on MT4? Okay, Witch King, you may have set up a different server. Is your server based in Helsinki? If you can see in the top corner right here on the chart, it's probably going to say Helsinki B. All right? It needs to say Moscow B. So the broker, the server as such, needs to be in Moscow. Yeah, Sydney is open. I know it is open right now, but I'm talking markets-wise. The banks, everything is trading right now. But we're going to see the volume on the at 9 o'clock. This is something I always experience with you guys. I'm on the 1 hour time frame. BNB is a good pair to trade. I like BNB. Okay. So let's have a conversation. So from last week, we've been expecting Bitcoin to come back into this zone. Okay. This whole zone is level 3 from the drop from 64. All right. Well, there or thereabouts. 60 should we say. Okay. And this is a level 3. We're seeing clean breaks, clean level 1, clean level 2, clean level 3. Okay. Level 3 can be extended. It can go into the peak formation and it can just take as long as it wants. Bitcoin is stuck in an $8,000 range. All right. $8,000 range. Okay. It's not gone anywhere. So where's the crash? Yeah. Now what I'm seeing Bitcoin doing is a slow move. Slow trend is the true trend. Now, could they send Bitcoin down lower? Well, tomorrow is Monday, and we are down a liquidity pool, and US is closed as well. So really, tonight, Sydney, Tokyo, and Hong Kong are going to have free reign of the markets. So they can send it anywhere they want, which is why we say don't trade weekends and be mindful of Monday as the false move week beginning. Tuesday is probably going to be the best time to consider getting ready to place trades in the marketplace. It would be a wise move because everything will be back to normal. When could we forget about the 32 projection? When and how does that pattern get invalidated? Okay, so hypothetically, let's assume that Bitcoin does continue down. For me to be concerned that Bitcoin is going to start going to unprecedented zones, it would actually need to break below the 28 mark. All right. That is where it would need to go, right there. Okay. Well, other than that, I have no interest in considering that zone yet. There's nothing for me to be worried about Bitcoin going down there. Am I going to try and say, yeah, Bitcoin's going to go to 28? I don't care if it does. Why? Because by the time it goes down to 28, we're probably going to see a drop, retrace back to the 50. We may be able to trade that. It might go back to the 50 from that point, go rise above the 50, come back towards it, can get a short there, or I can get a long and the bounce away from the 50. It could form a small W formation, continue up to 38, drop back down to 30, and then retrace back to the 50 and hit 28. Do you understand what I'm saying, guys? I'm trading a zone. All I'm doing is trading price that when it deviates away from the 50 and back. That's all we care about. Short-term day trading strategy, guys. Keep reminding yourself. Just because Bitcoin holds this point here doesn't mean it's going to continue all the way up to 50K. You know what? Maybe it could. But we always have to maintain the balance of uncertainty in our minds and expect the unexpected. Okay? We don't know what's going to happen next. All we have is what it's doing now. And when you understand that in your mind, you'll be able to come and trade carefree, because why are you concerned about something that you don't know the outcome of? Don't be results-based orientated, because you won't know. So why would you have an emotional attachment to it? Why are people married to the idea of Bitcoin needs to be at 20, needs to be at 21 for fair value? Because that's when the whales are going to come in. Whales have been in and out of this zone all week. When do we know that the whales have been buying and selling? Obviously, we understand market makers move price down to absorb their longs at lower prices. And the nature of our strategy is to determine at what point do they decide to move out and start realizing a return on those longs. Okay? Yeah, listen, Anil, if you're wanting to become a patron, my friend, please wait until the 1st. Please wait until the 1st, because that way you're not going to be double charged. I keep saying it in every stream towards the end of the month. Please don't do it, because you're just going to get charged twice, guys. There's no point. All right, I have no control over that. I can only tell you not to do it until the start of the month. I think I didn't ask it the right way. If we go up from here, when could we forget about that 32k projection? Well, right now, my friend, we are forgetting about the 32k projection, because price now is 35. It's not at 32. It's not showing me signs that it wants to go down to 32. Is 32 close? Yep. All right. Could they send it down? Maybe. Why? Monday, false move week beginning. We haven't got America tomorrow. We haven't got the UK tomorrow. Free zone. It's going to be a free zone tomorrow, guys. I would strongly advise to stay away from it. If you want to get brave and you want to trade it, be my guest. But don't tell anyone if you get wrecked. Don't tell anyone that you're stuck in a zone. You probably won't say anything to anyone. Preserve your capital until the busy times of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. This is when I update patrons. This is when I do the projections channel. Okay? Tomorrow, I'm releasing the Forex channel. All right? We're going to have a look at my dollar-yen trade. So, here we go. That's still live. We had a gap down. And now that gap is effectively closing. Yep, we're just waiting now. I'm just waiting for this candle right here to be recovered back to the 110, 150 mark. Still waiting for my projection of the 110.392, which is 3 times ADR plus. So we're just going to wait and see what happens. All right. So that's happy days with that one. But you can see, look, it's pretty quiet across the board, guys. And what you guys need to do is you need to learn to come away from the idea of always having to be in a trade. Yes, some of crypto's biggest moves are on a Friday, okay? But if you had traded Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you would have made enough money to sit back on the sidelines and say, you know what, I'm happy. If you can't sit back and come away from the charts, even though you know some big moves are happening on Fridays, you're not a patient guy. You can't catch every move. The idea is to try and catch, okay, as many high probability moves that happen Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Why? Because we've got liquidity in the game. You've got Sydney, Tokyo, Hong Kong, Europe, UK, US, and they're all happening during the week. Monday, false move week beginning. Very, very important in Forex. Okay? Friday, they either make a run for money or they build a base. And clearly, look, it happened. On the Friday, they actually made a run for money. They went down and they just kept dropping, retrace, and dropped back down. They came back into the zone in this area. Granted, it didn't come back and hit it, but we were anticipating that it may come down to this point if the psychological low of last week is violated. And that's exactly what had happened. All right? She took out the previous projection zones of the candlesticks. It tapped it here once, recovered 50% of it, and they still wanted more. They sent price back down. Tried to come back to the psychological high, to the low, brought it back down again. Stop, hunt, rise, drop. Stop, hunt, rise, drop. Yeah? Paul, Poligala, man, how you doing? Mondays is a false move, guys. Yeah? Too much, my God. Let me get trading view up for you guys. No, I in the Forex, I trade dollar yen, gold, and I like Kiwi yen. I like GBP yen. I trade a lot of the yen pairs. And because what I found with the yen pairs is when fractional disparity comes into the play, when they start moving the majors, all right, when dollar yen moves, 9 times out of 10, we're either going to see Kiwi yen and GBP yen making moves as well. Sometimes they'll move Kiwi yen and GBP yen first, then dollar yen will move. It all depends on what financial information is going to be coming out. We've got NFP coming up this week. Okay, so it's going to be very interesting week this week for dollar yen. Very interesting. And we've got the high inflation rate thing as well. So it's going to be quite an interesting week to say the least. All right. Can you exploit the false move on Monday? Yes, you can, but you have to be very disciplined with the Monday moves, guys. All right, because you'll think it's going to be working in your favor at one moment, but then in a moment's notice, it could change. You've got to be careful. Now, let's make some assumption here, guys. If this is the zone that they're holding, all right. Now, if we look closer, you can see what's going on. Let's have a look at the TDI right now. All right, as prices come down lower, the divergence is coming into play. All right, you can see divergence right there. Outside the volatility band, back inside the volatility band, RSI coming up. As price comes down to the lows, it's closing higher. All right, and it's pulled away from this point here. Let me move this down. All right, pulling away from that point. This aggressive pullback to the 50 EMA on the hourly is very important. Okay, very important. You like to try and see the pullback to the 50 to be somewhat slow because it implies the trend is coming into place. Like, look at this. As it comes back down, it comes back up and then it comes down. There's a lot of consolidation in this area, so they're like not finished with the zone. When it pulls back aggressively straight after, forms a green candle, spike the high, induces the traders to go long. Fails to break above the 50, closes below it, confirmation candle. Kicks in and shows that there's weakness, pins the 50 and drops again. Now we're seeing an influx on this platform. Stopping volume candles appearing. Look, the blue ones, blue, red. Let me get rid of that. You can see that right there. Now, I've seen this many a times. I'm not seeing any vector candles here. If I drop down the time frame, maybe. Here we go. There's one of the biggest clues right there, guys. That drop. Vector 1, it didn't end up being a vector, but it was strong. Vector 2 and Vector 3 retrace back up. You can exploit these sort of situations. Price comes away from the 50, pulls straight back up. Even if you were to place an entry at confirmation of the 50 EMA, make your entry, set your stop to be maybe below the M2 pivot point, and wait and see what happens. Price is continuing. Your target profit would be the 200 EMA. If it gets to the 200 EMA, you take a profit, happy days. Even if it continues high as it did, so what? Don't be results-based orientated. Be proactive. Take the money out the game and reassess. Look for the next entry. All right? You took that, Uncle Ro? Iro, whatever. Yeah, that's good. Yep, okay, so it says Helsinki for you, right? I'm going to do a video which is going to help you guys effectively set Moscow as the broker. Okay, so I'm going to do that for you guys this week. Okay. Okay, what are vector candles? All right then. I'm guessing we got some new people in the stream tonight. How many people are new to the stream this evening? Me. Okay. Hearing you say conviction proof just solidified everything. Halties. That's crazy, man. That's great. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you so much for everybody that's new coming in. And something, something else I want to address. I'm doing my hardest, guys, to try and acknowledge everyone and anyone that sends me a message. I really do. Okay. Sometimes if people see me coming on, I literally, you know, I'll respond. If I don't respond back to you guys, please bear with me, man. I will always try and get back to you guys. I ain't gonna play no fame trip and be like, you can't message me kind of shit. That's not me. I will always try and acknowledge you guys, because some things that you guys say, the effort that you go into writing these messages, I can't dismiss them. But I really do try my hardest to get back to all of you guys. I try and get involved in as many chats as possible. But man, it's chaotic. It's crazy. I love it. But I know if I get this price action discussion over to you guys, at least you guys have got the information that you need. Everything else can just come in good time. Okay. Yeah, so the Forex channel, guys, is gonna include a lot of basics, okay, and it's gonna have advanced discussions on there as well. All right, because remember, guys, this is a cryptocurrency. I've come into the cryptocurrency game with effectively 12 years nearly. I've been saying 11, but it's now coming towards 12 years of trading Forex. Okay. And the only way I wanted to know if I had my strategy down to a T is if I could come to a new market and see what I can do with it. Okay. So regardless of whatever happens to crypto, we're going to have Forex, guys. Got another market for you guys to look into. I've got guys who are already in the Forex game and they are ripping it apart. Okay. This strategy was designed for Forex. And look at how well it's done in crypto. I congratulate anyone that's done the success from this channel. Absolutely phenomenal. People are just getting it and it's unbelievable. And the advantage that you guys have got is this. Some of you guys haven't had any trading experience, so you haven't been subject to the BS that's been happening in this industry. Okay? The problem with this industry is this. Trading as such. People are always on the quest to earn the quick buck. Do you understand how cool it is to be able to make £1,000 in less than 20 minutes? That is the idea that it's sold on. And a lot of people, they look at what they have to do for $1,000. They have to work a whole month, sometimes two, to get a clear $1,000. And the effort that is involved in doing that, it's shattering for some people. So if it takes you 20 minutes to achieve that, how much is that going to change your life? So people are coming in for like savior-like mindsets. They're looking to be saved. And this game, guys, I'm going to tell you now, this game is hard. All right? Don't come into trading because it's exciting. You will lose. Don't come in to try and make $1 million in a week. You will lose. I mean, if you become proficient in the strategy, then yeah, you could probably make $1 million. Depending on what your size of your capital is, that you get the idea. All right? But it's a very difficult industry to be in. It's the most liquid and it's the most difficult industry to be in because you are responsible for you. Every decision that you take is responsibility on your head. You can't be blaming no YouTuber. You can't be blaming no signals. You can't be blaming nothing. You're the person that presses the button to open the trade. Okay? This is a battle for you against you. I against I. That's how it is. And the sooner you come to acceptance of that, the easier it's going to be to apply whatever methodology, jeez, I can't even say it, whatever methodology you do decide to use in this game, all right? You claim responsibility for your actions, you'll understand where you're going wrong. You want to start blaming the dog? Fine. Blame your missus? Fine. Blame the laptop? Cool. Blame the weatherman? Fine. But it's not going to improve your trading at all. Can you blame Elon? Blame Elon. If it makes you feel better, blame Elon. But this game is not about getting quick fixes, guys. You see it as a business. You can operate it as a business. But one thing you need to understand, it's not your business. It's the market maker's business. This is their business model. Okay? And you need to respect that. People say you should treat trading like a business. It's your business. No, it's not your business. Okay? You're coming into a field which has been designed for one person to make the money, and that's the market maker. 90% of people come into this game because of the excitement that it can bring. It brings people to the excitement of being able to say, I'm a trader on LinkedIn. I'm a trader in my, in my Facebook profile, my Instagram profile. That's BS. All right? There's no titles in this game. We're just following liquidity. We're going to jump on the market maker's back and we're going to take some profit in the process. When he's making money, we're making money. When he moves, we move. If Derek on YouTube turns around and says that Bitcoin needs to go to this point and you are influenced by Derek, for example, I don't know if there is a YouTuber called Derek. I'm just speaking in an analogy as such. And guess what? There probably is a guy called Derek and he's going to come to me and say, yo, what are you talking shit about me for? I'll be like, dude, I was bringing an example, but okay, fine. Nice to meet you. But you get what I'm saying, guys. All right? Do your own research. These streams have the information in there. Why? Because I talk in real time. We're actively analyzing the market in real time. There's no hindsight here. All right? You ain't going to get anything and learn anything when I'm talking about price over here. Granted, we can understand why, what did price do in this area here, but we're going to learn on the hard right. That's what we're about. We need to understand what is going on here. Can we make anything of this? All right? Can we make anything of this small cycle right here? Can we see a rise right here? Can we see a rise up, retrace, continuation to the upside? Let's see how it plays out. There's my projection. Happy days. If it plays out, great. 50 EMAs crossed over the 200 EMA on the 15-minute time frame. Doesn't mean much, but it's only valid for the 15-minute time frame. Why? Because the 15-minute time frame is as follows. The 50 EMA on this chart right now is the 13 EMA on the hourly, and the 200 EMA on the 15-minute time frame is the 50 EMA on the hourly. So right now, the 13 has effectively crossed over the 50. That's a signal on the 1 hour time frame. That's a signal that something is going to change. Okay? Yeah, system hack, you can blame me for your trades. That's cool, bro. But your trades turned you into a millionaire trader. I'll take that blame. Must be awful. Yeah, I know. G-Dog, that's standard, bro. The fact is that you've been in the game 5 years and the first 2 not profitable. That's the game, man. And you know, you understand it. If you've been in it that long. Okay. This is true. Kester, man, you came in from those days. I know. And I hope you guys are doing those recordings for me, man. They got the Instagram competition. You know, the rap challenge. That's there waiting for you guys. I'm going to be giving away shoes at the end of the 27th of June. Avjit, listen. Yeah, that's a good little point. At the end of the month, right? And here's the problem, man. At the end of the month, people are going to receive their paychecks and they're going to want to come into cryptocurrency. Everything has dropped. It's cheaper. What a manipulative thing, man. You know, prying on people, like people get their paychecks. There are going to be those guys that don't pay their rent, that don't pay their commitments because they think that by getting in now cheaper in the market, they're going to be able to realize a fat return. Don't do it. Okay? They say don't use money that you know, only trade with money you can afford to lose. Well, I'm not really in the game to really lose any money. I know I'm going to lose money, but I'm not in the game to lose money. But what you really need to see it as is this. Do not be irresponsible and haphazard and reckless with money that you use to trade, even if it doesn't mean anything to you. If you come to this game with the mindset that the money you're using, okay, you can afford to lose, I promise you, you will lose it. Why? Because you're going in with the mindset thinking that I'm going to behave irrationally. I'm going to try this, going to try that, and I'm purposely going to sabotage myself because I'm under the impression that this is money I can afford to lose. So you don't claim any responsibility on making good trades because you don't care if the trade works out. What kind of way is that to think about trading? When you come into trading, the idea is to double up your money, use their money. That's when you don't need to give a shit about the trading money that you have because you're using the market maker's money. As long as you cover back your investment, happy days. Keep doing it. You know? Use your beer money, it's healthier for you. Would it be a good idea to set along at the psychological low with lots of margin? Bro, that would be a crazy idea. No, I've not been to no school of psychology. I've not done anything like that. Psychology, from my understanding, you've got theoretical psychology and you've got practical psychology. Okay? Then you've got an element of, like, you know, philosophy as well. The way you see things. How do you interpret life? All right? How do you interpret everyday behavior? Okay? This game is psychological. There's no two ways about it. 98% psychological, 2% technical. All right? People say it's a fair exchange. No, it's not 50-50. It is 98% psychological, because price is only going to go to a point where there is people optimistic about a zone and pessimistic about a zone. Okay? What's this blur gang about? Oh, yeah, the blur. Yeah, it's probably the fact that I'm not streaming at 1080p maybe. And that I am at my mother's. Her internet ain't so great. She's got beef with Virgin Media and she ain't having it installed. I can't do anything about that, but hey. Okay. So, I need a vector check on a strategy. Is it possible to send someone to your team? Send someone on your team. I need a vector check on a strategy. What's that? Do I think the full moon has some effect? That would be Mike Dutch's area. Oh, is that a streamer? No Blur is a streamer. No Blur gang. Oh, shit. Yeah, you know, PC Shed. You know. We had No Blur, guys. That's crazy. Okay. Everyone thinks it's going lower. Okay, if everyone thinks it's going lower, fine. If it goes lower, this is what we understand, okay? It's going to a zone that we're anticipating anyway. It hasn't made it, but it could go down into this zone. So we have to expect that that could be a plausible thing. But like I said to you, as long as Bitcoin doesn't go below 28,000, as long as it doesn't go below 29 or even down here, down to 28, I don't care what it does. Because if it does go below 28, 29, for example, if it goes below this previous wick, then we're going to see some really big moves to the downside, man. But then they could send price in that direction and do very volatile movements. Okay? Which could have an effect. And the question is this, guys. At what point does the market maker feel that he's absorbed enough liquidity in this zone to trigger his longs or shorts? Well, we understand Bitcoin has been dropping for the past 2 weeks. Okay? At what point are they going to realize a return on these longs that they've been building to the downside? Are they finished? The fact that they've been holding this zone, okay? Those are the big clues. Why are they taking their time to drop price? If the whole consensus is everybody's expecting it to go down, why are they not letting it go down? I think that is a great opportunity for market makers to get their longs filled. Why? Because people are pulling in sell orders. Market makers are making people set their stops. So people are going short. And what do we know? When price is dropping, market makers are getting their longs filled at lower points. When they start to reverse the trend to the upside to get those longs profits realized, people need to then, people's liquidity that's trapped to the short side are going to be the liquidity that gets the longs filled for the market maker. And he does that by hitting their stops, which is why we always then end up seeing vector candles being returned. Okay? I'm seeing a lot of longs being built, guys. And these last 3 pushes to the downside right here may just be that point. Isn't it funny how at the lows, okay, when you look at it in hindsight, Bitcoin has pulled away from this point And at the lows, that's where you see the vector candles. Remember, you are translating the market maker's behavior of what their intention is against what they've done. That's what your goal is. You're trying to determine what he plans on doing by looking at what he's done. Now, they say don't look back in history because historical events is no indication of future performance. But what we understand is market makers can't and they won't be buying at the highs. They sell at the lows to close at a higher point later on. We're in the game of trying to find out when. It's not a case of if, it's a matter of when. Okay? And that's why you always end up seeing vector candles being returned to at some point. Now, we may have these wild vector candles that are at the 19,000 or 20,000. Okay? We don't really need to be concerned about those zones as short-term day trading strategy players. Why? Because we're not swing traders. We're not position traders. Okay? When you pull up the chart on the... Let's look at the daily chart. All right? Don't really like doing this, but look at the daily chart. Everything is below the 50 EMA. The 200 EMA. Can we see a big W, inverted head and shoulders below the moving averages? All right. Price is spiking the low, spike the low, spike the low. 3 pins to the low. Where is the strength? The strong candles that are pushing price lower. Look at what they did at the highs here. Vectors, strong, pushing, push, push. Then all of a sudden it starts to stall. They're not working the highs, they're working the lows because they know people are going short. So they're tapping that liquidity, grabbing it so they can use that liquidity to get their longs filled. Now the moving averages are quite, well, they're not super fanned out, but price is below the 200 on the daily chart, okay? And it's flat. Momentum is pointing to the downside on the 50 EMA, but remember the daily chart is a slow chart. You'll never know the exact time to get into a trade. Your goal as a trader is to determine accuracy. There's no such thing as a perfect entry, but there is an accurate entry. That's the key. You maintain accuracy. And that accuracy is achieved through through practice. Okay? I'll give an example of how to establish proficiency and accuracy in trading. All right? Check this out. So let's consider what Bitcoin did. All right. Let's look at it from this point of view here. All right. No, let's do this pull back to the 50. So let's assume that you're aware of the moving averages and you're saying to yourself, okay, when price deviates away from the 50 EMA, I'm expecting it to come back to that point at some point in time. Okay. Notable volume comes in at the high, spikes the high. The next candle, confirmation candle, implies that they were doing a stop hunt rise. Price is already extended away from the 50 EMA, crossed over the 200, but it was a fake move to the upside. Okay. Price comes back down. You're looking for longs because you can see that it's come away from this point and it's come back down. Here's how you establish accuracy. Now, would you have entered long at the touch of the pivot? Who knows? Would you have waited for price to close above the 50 before you would actually consider a long? Well, let's assume that you do that. So let's assume that you entered, okay, on this candle because you anticipated that it would close above the 50 because it was trading above the 50. So in the first 15 minutes of this candle, say the first 6 minutes of the candle, price was rising up into the 50 EMA, and you've effectively going to say to yourself, right, it's above the 50 EMA, I'm going to place my entry to go long. Well, it comes back down and then it goes down lower, but then it starts to come up and then the next candle solidifies that point, okay? And then price goes up, comes back down, then this candle then swipes down to the low and then comes back up. Now, we weren't going to know that this candlestick was going to happen, okay? But if you were to enter on this candle, your drawdown as such, okay, would have been from down here or if your stop was set at the last low, you wouldn't have had that much of a drawdown. So your accuracy would have been pretty decent from this point here, all right, to this point, because you didn't really see much of a exposure on your account. So I would say that was about a 78% accuracy on the trade. Why? Because if you entered on the open of this candle, on the open of this candle, or should I say on the open of price coming up here and playing above the 50 EMA, you would have only seen just a small drawdown, because price only ended up back up here anyway. So your drawdown was very minimal. It was only when you went in this candle here where price spiked low and come back up. Because if you had set this area here as your stop, you still would have been in good position, although it came very close to stopping. You know? Yeah, it would have been a waste man's trade, but I'm trying to help you establish how to work out accuracy. You know? The 2-hour rule. Yeah, screen quality ain't so good, but that's just tonight, guys. All right, that is just tonight, because I'm not at my normal setup. So the 2-hour rule is designed to help you guys get out of a trade, okay, if you haven't realized a profit within 2 hours of placing the trade. So let's go back to this trade here. If you had gone long on this candle, all right, you would have had to wait, and you were profitable within 2 hours, you would have held the trade. Here we go. So first 15 minutes, next 15 minutes, 30 minutes, okay, 45 minutes, you're in profit already. Happy days. Okay, let's assume that you were going to try and go long on this candle here because you believe that the retrace of this red candle here was going to send price higher and recover this candle here. What's going on, Crypto Lifer? What's happening, bro? Thank you for that, bro. Okay. Here's the 2-hour rule. The 2-hour rule is designed to preserve your capital. So if you were to go long on this candle, at the open of this candle, you would have saw a little bit of a drawdown in the first 15 minutes. The next 15 minutes, you would have seen the retrace back up to that candle, and you're anticipating it to go higher. The next 15 minutes, which brings you to 30 minutes. So the first 45 minutes. There's your hour. There's your hour 15. There's your hour 30. Hour 45. 2 hours. Okay? Now, the 2-hour rule is designed to help you close your, manage your trades efficiently and keep your exposure to a minimum. However, what you need to understand is this. You don't always have to let the 2-hour rule play out. If you can see that price is breaking down and it's not going in your favor in the first 25, 30 minutes, get out the trade. Okay? Change direction. We're never going to know if that was going to drop, but you would have had the option to make a decision because you would have closed your trade and got out. So the 2-hour rule doesn't apply to all time frames as well. It only applies to the 15-minute time frame and the hour time frame. All right? It's a day trading strategy. If you're scalping, it doesn't exist. The reason being is because 120 minutes in trading on the 1-minute time frame is a lot of candlesticks to sit through. All right? If you're going to do any rule on the 1-minute time frame, you're probably waiting for like 3-4 minutes before you get in and out. That is your discipline. You ain't gonna trading the 1-minute time frame is about keeping your exposure to a minimum and your profit as much as you physically can. And the only way you can get a lot of profit on the 1-minute time frame is to pay yourself the moment you get an opportunity to pay yourself. All right? So, where we at? Keeping you guys mindful, okay? Looking at things across the board, I will say this to you guys, okay? Look at this. A mini cycle is coming into play. You've got a W formation, rise level 1, drop, rise up, waiting for level 2, drop, rise up, level 3, peak formation. Yeah? Cycle within a cycle, pattern within a pattern. Be mindful of that. All right? Pay attention to what they're doing with price. You can exploit these sort of moves, guys. All right. Okay. I think I'm going to end it there, guys, for you. Okay. Just wanted to keep this stream nice and short and sweet. Okay. But I will tell you now, tomorrow is Monday. It's bank holiday in the UK, and I believe it's the same in the US. We are down the biggest of the liquidity pools in a session. Please be cautious with your trading. Crypto Lifer, man. Thank you, bro. You haven't got to do that, man, but thank you so much. Okay. Witch King, I'm going to do a video on that, my friend, because it's not a simple procedure. I will do that for you. All right. I'll wait for Sydney for you. I'll wait for Sydney. We'll bring up the infamous MT4. And then we'll end the stream right there, guys. And you guys can continue about your weekends. I mean, long versus short ratio, I mean, it's all good taking, you know, bits of information that's going to contribute to your strategy. Ultimately, if you want to improve your edge, you then apply things, you test certain things before you consider it as a part of your strategy. Yeah? No worries, Philip, man. If you want to add things, like, for example, there are guys that use this strategy in conjunction with Market Cipher. Test it. Before you just blindly put it together and assume it's going to work out. All right? Test it. Take the candlesticks. Look at when Market Cipher triggers a signal, okay, and see what candlestick you see on MT4 or using the PVSRA model. See if you see a vector candle. If you see a vector candle at the point where Market Cipher says go long, okay, test it and see how it plays out. All right? Come back, reevaluate, and say, I place 50 trades on the principle of just testing whenever Market Cipher says go long. And I found that every time a vector candle appears, price moves in its favor. If a vector candle doesn't show, price doesn't move as much as what I'd anticipated to from a vector candle. You see what I'm saying? Azonto, to save you getting any books, my friend, go and watch the previous streams. Because each of the streams is designed as a lesson. It's a course. This YouTube channel is a course. Okay? Go through the streams. If I were to stop streaming tomorrow, you guys would have everything you need to understand how to apply this strategy. The level 3 itself, guys, is this. Level 3 works. Let me bring up TradingView so it's easy for you to see. Right, let me show you this. This is ultimately what we're looking for in a trading week. All right. This is a weekly cycle. Jesus, man, this winds me up about TradingView. This is a weekly cycle. So we have a peak formation. We have a rise level 1, drop, rise level 2, drop, rise level 3, peak formation. Sometimes we can get an extension of the level 3, which means we could see as price is coming up from a level 2 point. Sorry. So if it comes up from a level 2, we can get a level 3 peak, drop, then a move to the upside, then the peak formation. Okay, sometimes we see that. That's an extension, which is exactly what we've got right now with Bitcoin. All right. This happens in a week. So you've got peak formation on a Monday, which forms on the week, false move week beginning. Rise level 1 Tuesday. Okay. Rise level 2 Wednesday. So you got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Sorry, got it wrong. Level 1's a Monday, level 2's a Tuesday, level 3's a Wednesday, midweek reversal. Thursday's a level 1 again, Friday's a level to peak formation. That's how it works. This is the cycle that we're looking for, which is similar to the Wyckoff distribution methodology. Okay, but the difference is we understand the candlesticks and the behavior of the market maker at these points. So the criteria of the M formation is the first leg has to be higher than the second leg, but sometimes you can see a variation of that. Sometimes you will see a third hit to the high, which will bring us as a head and shoulders formation as such. Yeah. All right. This is the cycles that we're looking for on a weekly basis. And now we've got Saturdays and Fridays, Saturday and Sundays, man. That's the crazy thing. Okay, then. Is it Sydney yet? I believe it is. So Sydney is now in full swing. It's 9 a.m. in Sydney. Let's see what they bring to the table. Coming back down, getting a bit busy. It's going to be quiet across the board, guys, but I advise that you just come away from the charts. All right, everybody knows that, you know, Bitcoin is at low levels, but it's not really. You look at it on the daily time frame, which is something I don't really do, but to help you guys bring things into context, Bitcoin is forming a pattern below the 200 EMA on the daily time frame. All right, and I'm only seeing them absorbing orders to the downside to trick the retail trader to go short. All right, so that's what you need to be considering, guys. The psychological high and low is pretty much the range that the market maker sets at the start of the week. A market maker has orders that he sets at the start of every trading week. He has a target that he needs to fulfill, a target amount of money that needs to be put into the marketplace. He's got orders to fulfill from people that come to them and want big sums of money pushed into the market. You can't just come to a market and say, right, I want to buy $10 billion worth of Bitcoin, $10 billion worth of, you know, dollar yen. Doesn't work like that. They have to put it into the marketplace in increments, because that's how you maintain a marketplace. Okay. The markets that are closed tomorrow is the US and UK. All right. All right then. Do you see projecting zone from 35, 600, 35, 400 created by the vector candle quarter plus 5 and 15-minute time from trying to work identify projection zone? Draw it out, my friend. That's Davey. Draw it out. Okay. I mean, looking at 35, 600. 35, 600. 35, 600 to the 35, 400. So yes, that's a good point. See, there's this vector candle that has yet to be fully recovered on the 15-minute time frame. The thing is, I've got 3 pins right here, and we are operating at the low of Asian session, which is Sydney right here as well. Okay, Sydney's just open, so price could pull up, and we're trying to establish if the 50 EMA on this time frame is going to play out or not. Could they make another hit to the upside? Well, let's have a look at the lower time frame and see if we've got any vectors up there. We've got this red candle vector right here, which will be recovered in a short moment. Right, they'll recover this red candle. Okay. I will sit through that with you if it does it. See, the thing is, when people buy Bitcoin physically, it's different when you're trading it, because when you trade it, I mean, depending on where you trade it. So like on IC markets, guys, right? On this platform here, if anybody wants to download this platform, the links are in the description. When you're done downloading the platform, make your way to the Discord, because there's a channel there that helps you download the indicators, and then go into the channel playlist on YouTube, on the Traders Reality YouTube channel. There's a playlist there called How To, and you can watch how to download the indicators onto the platform and how to navigate around MT4 as well. All right. But what I was saying is, This platform here, you don't physically own any Bitcoin. You are trading the spread of it, the value of it, or the price. That's all you're trading. You're just trading it against the US dollar. Right now, it's 35,788. That's all you got to trade with. Open a trade, close a trade, done. But it's not like on Binance where you have to set a limit order so you don't pay taker and maker fees. Or if you're trading it in coin, okay, and you may get that interruption where it says it doesn't have enough assets. This is strictly spread trading, spread betting as such. Okay. Am I saying... Am I saying Ethereum will pin the EMA and will go up, invalidating the M it's been forming on the 15-minute time frame? Well, I'm not saying anything. This M formation, well, see, I can see what you're talking about, the M formation right there. Okay, that makes sense. But it's a small M. Okay, it's a small M. And likewise, if we see small M's, we're going to see a lot of failure rate. But then this small M could play out. Price could drop down lower. Okay, hit the psychological high and bounce from it. We go down to the lower time frames, we can see what? Any vector candles along the way? Not seeing any vectors down here. Okay, where's Bitcoin? What's Bitcoin doing? Oh, Bitcoin's pulling back fast, man. She didn't even hit that candle. That is unfortunate. Okay. Have a look. Oh god, they're getting aggressive. Guys, be careful. They'll come and hit the psychological low. High, sorry. Test it again. But we're down. It's Monday, guys. It's a tricky zones, guys. Very tricky zones. Quite aggressive, man. Look at this move. That's the daily open right there. Purple line. If any guys from the Discord can help Tiu Tao Tilly on the capture, it's not working. On the 1 minute time frame, yeah, it's probably likely to recover candles on the 1 minute time frame. That's standard because it's a smaller time frame, right? But if you can see here, like what they're doing, it's quite, you know, the spiking lows up and down. You can see from all the vector spikes, the pins, you can see they're just tapping liquidity, guys. And Bitcoin lab pulling back down here, it's nothing, it's not a cause for concern. Because this could be a nice W. It could play out to be a W formation. This little W formation right here, if we look at the TDI as well. I mean, look, we're just talking now, guys, based off what we see off these smaller patterns. The smaller the pattern, the greater chance that it might play, you know, it might fail. All right. But you can see now price is coming out the vectors, the volatility band and the TDI might pull down a little bit. Then if it comes out the volatility band, we're expecting a shark fin pattern similar to this here. Where you can see there's a smaller W formation. Can you see the small W there? Outside the volatility band, back inside the volatility band. Price goes up, makes a move like that. Is this going to be the same story here? Price comes out the volatility band, retraces back in, price comes and bounce up, RSI bounces up as well. Okay. All right then. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave you guys to it. All right, it just says errors loading messages. The capture bot doesn't direct message me. Right, okay, I'm going to have to see what I can do about that. I need to get that sorted out. But guys, as I said, it's Monday tomorrow. US and UK are closed, so we're down 2 liquidity pools. So trading might be a little bit volatile. So it might make these wild moves on light volume. Okay, so please be mindful. All right. Okay then. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight's session, guys. It's been a bit short, but we saw you through to the Sydney Open. And tomorrow I will update you guys accordingly just to let you know what's going on across the marketplace. But then Tuesday we get back into it, guys. As long as Bitcoin stays within this zone, all right, as long as it stays within this massive zone that it's in, okay, then we should be in good positions. I mean, let me extend that for you. This is a 32-31 range. And at the range daily low is at 30,785. So that it's a plausible area. All right. Notice that the ADR of Bitcoin has now increased to 54,676. Last week it was at 33.36. All right. Which means it's very volatile, guys. It's traveling wider distances. Okay. When it goes back into the 30s, it's, you know, it's traveling nicely. It's not being too volatile. Okay. No worries, Lewis, man. And thank you very much, everyone. All right. Mad respect to anybody new that's coming through the channel. Thank you very much. And I will be speaking to you guys tomorrow. All right. So take care of yourselves. Go chill with the family. Even come away from the charts, guys. There's nothing for us here. Okay. Yeah, you need rest it. All right. And guys, excuse me, starting again. All right, cool. Long and short. Okay, nice one, bro. Thank you very much, man. All right, and guys, take care of yourselves. Mad love to all of you. Enough respect to you. Take care. See you in a bit, Sack Trades, bro. Take care, guys. Giant. Nice one. Ah, damn. Sorry, Mitch, man. All right, and peace out, everyone. Take care, guys. See you in a bit. Later.